to Scrappin with Sheri. I wanted to show you a technique today that I actually came up with by myself that is highly unusual in my world, but I was looking at some papers last night and I thought, this idea might work. So I am using my 12-inch trimmer today. I have pulled 2 sheets of paper that will be my background papers, another paper that coordinates with that background for the technique, and then I pulled a scrap of paper that kind of coordinates with that I'm going to be using a border maker punch with, a border maker cartridge. You could use a border sticker or a pre-made border for this technique, and I'll show you a couple of different ideas with that. So we're going to take our patterned paper that's going to be the top part first, and we're going to use our 12-inch trimmer and just cut this in half at 6 inches. So cutting right in half. Now, we're going to do the same thing to both halves, and I'll show you what we're doing. But I'm going to take this piece of paper and just fold it gently. Now, I'm matching the ends here, and I'm going to make just a little fold here and a little fold crease right here. I'm not folding it all the way across because I don't really want that crease all the way across this piece of paper, but I do want a good center fold. And then I'm going to line up this corner where it's open on my cutting line and this bottom crease right here on the cutting line. Now, why did I go ahead and crease this one too? It just seems to help it hold together a little bit better if you'll just pinch both edges of that fold just a little bit. You could also mark this if you want to with a ruler, but I took the easy way out. And I'm just cutting that. So that gives me this larger triangle, 2 smaller triangles. And I'm going to do the same thing with this other piece. Now remember, I'm just picking it up from the bottom, matching the 2 open edges. And I'm creating a little crease right here. And let's try just creating it on one side. When I did this idea earlier, the paper seemed to pop open a little more, but now that I've had some practice, it might be a little easier. So I'm putting my edge here, my corner here. The open corners are at the top of this cut line, and I'm cutting through both pieces at the same time here. That worked fine. Good. All right. So we're through with the cutting with the 12-inch trimmer already. Now, here's the background papers I've chosen. Now, if you're wondering where these came from, these were from the Totally Tonal Soft Pink collection. And I think it's adorable. You know, I've got a little granddaughter, so everything pink seems to work in my world. And all I'm doing is flipping the back sides of these over. So my 2 smaller triangles, I'm using this semi-solid that was on the back. For the bigger triangle, I am using the dots because this is what ties all the colors together. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Now, you could flip it the opposite direction over here. We'll try it and see what it looks like. You know, I always love trying things just to see what happens. It's paper after all, right? This kind of brings me back to the old Creative Memories days when the beginner classes we taught were a few triangles and that was it. I'll say that's kind of a pretty look. A little bit different. But we've still got the color here that brings it all together. What do you think? I kind of like that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stick one of these down, not both of them, because I want to show you how I finished this off. And when I stick these down, I'm sticking them with a little bit of border around the outside edge. I don't know why, I just kind of like the look of it. That does mean that in the center, my triangles will overlap just a little bit. But I didn't have a problem with that. You could always slide these all the way out to the edges if you want to. But I just like that little bit of border showing right there. You see how quick and easy this page comes together? And this I am sliding out to leave a little bit of that border on each side of this triangle as well. This one's a little bit fussier to get lined up. And probably I didn't cut exactly even, so it's not lining up exactly. tell you what I'll do though. I'll slide that down and then maybe turn these in just a little bit more to make my spacing in the middle more accurate. Y'all know I'm not an exacty kind of person, and probably because of that, this is not lining up exactly right, but I'm okay with it. All right, so we've got that down, but I thought it would be really pretty to kind of finish this off. So I pulled out one of my Border Maker cartridges. This is the double rickrack, and it is just great for finishing off a little project. And I've got some of this soft pink shimmer that I had left from something. You know, these are the size scraps I do keep because they're great for these borders when you just need a little piece of your paper. Now, my first thought is to punch and pull really quickly. This paper is trying to stick in here. And a lot of that's because of the thinness of it. Yeah, you get to see me in live action just ruin that piece of paper. All right, let's try going from the bottom up. Sometimes that's a little more helpful, but I do think it's because this paper is really thin. And it has a little bit of a wrinkle to it because it's been in my scraps. And you can see what I'm doing to it here. Let's see if we can get one good one out of this. There we go. Yeah, we'll just try to get one out of this because I only need one anyway. All right, now that I have butchered that paper all to pieces, my plan is to just lay one little rickrack strip right down through there to finish that off. So let me get my repositionable tape. I'm just going to run that down my one good rickrack strip. And just put it right along the edge where those papers meet up. All right. Now on the other side, everything will be just the same, except I think I am going to do it opposite. That'll give me more of this other color pink showing right up front. But I like the look of that. I think it'll be really cute when it's all put together. So that's just kind of a quick idea using some triangles, using only 3 sheets of paper and a scrap. Now I did another layout using that technique just to practice it. It actually worked a lot better than this one. I used this Border Maker cartridge, and I cannot remember the name of it. I think it's called Double Oval something something. I don't know. I can never remember the names of the cartridges. But you can see how I laid out my pictures on this. I cut them down to 4 3/4 width, and then I was able to trim off the tops of them just to get them in. I added a little journaling here, and then I had one picture that was vertical that I was able to put on this side and matte in a coordinating blue color. So that's this layout. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you'll give it a shot. If you are watching our videos, please like them. Please subscribe to us. Please comment on these videos. It just helps us to know what you like and what you don't like, so we'll know what to produce next. Thanks a bunch for watching, and happy scrapping.